Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Survivor Island of the Idols finale!
But first, if you are new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, there's a link in that description. We are finishing up our BB6 recap on there.
Yes.
Exclusive content.
The patrons.
Yes.
You guys, this video is sponsored by YourShirtingMe.com.
I love it.
They have fun, high-quality, comfy t-shirts for real people with real jobs.
We're real people.
I can confirm we are real people.
And this is...
You know what? This is kind of a real job.
Yeah, sure.
It's definitely really fun.
Yes.
And our Nerdtainment shirts are at YourShirtingMe.com.
Hello.
Whoa, hello.
I'm the Vanna White in this promo.
And they have tons of other designs from the inspirational to the just plain silly.
Yes, I love YourShirtingMe.com.
We have an offer code for you guys. Use the code NERDY. N-E-R-D-Y for 5% off your order, and all of that info is below. Please check them out.
Do it.
And thank you so much, YourShirtingMe.com.
Yes, thank you. Now let's get into the finale.
Wow, there were moments I thought we were in the Twilight Zone, but oh my God, so much fun.
Oh my Lord. So we are starting on Island of the Idols,
yes.
Right? Rob and Sandra are reflecting on their time there, and then everybody is sent on a boat to the island. Tommy meets Rob and Sandra for the first time.
What's the way?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're essentially like, you're gonna spend the rest of the game on the island now. We've got beds. We've got this huge shelter. There's food.
You guys get to stay here.
Yes. They're like, okay, great. One more feast before we go.
They did throw out the word of like the gifts that are here.
Right. Keep your eyes open.
They get special buffs.
New buffs. Tommy is like, we don't never get 5 new buffs at Final 5.
That's
not what happened.
What is this?
So he's like studying the buff stuff. And I thought like as soon as they were unfurling, I'm like, something stitched inside the buff or someone's got an advantage.
Where's the code here?
But they all have it and it's on the buff and it's a machete. So Tommy's looking around at all the machetes, trying to find...
That's a good eye, Tommy.
I know, it really is. Then he finds a machete like sliced into a coconut.
Yes.
He opens it up and it's pink, but he's colorblind, so he doesn't really know what's pink and what's not on the island.
David
I can relate, because I'm also colorblind, and red is tough for me.
Yes.
So he tells Dean, because he's like, Dean, I'm colorblind, I need your help. And Dean's like, good to know, but I'm not gonna help you.
Okay, I was like, Tommy, why? Dean?
Why?
Dean did show him loyalty, so I guess he was just feeling it.
Right.
He felt the closest to Dean at this point, so he asked for help. It's just, I just hate when anyone reveals information to anyone on this show.
And then what happens is that even though Dean does nothing to help Tommy, Tommy finds another clue. He finds the little H carving in the bamboo, and he's like, Dean, look what I found.
And so at the same time, Tommy is like, Dean's not doing anything. He doesn't seem all into it. He's not looking. He's not helping me.
Kind of frustrating.
But that's really not what's happening. So Tommy's still out searching.
Yes.
But now Dean is too.
Dean's like,
on the DL.
You know what looks like a little H is the swing. So I'm just going to go for a swing. He's swinging, he's looking around the swing, he's feeling underneath it. What could it be? And then he sees on like a bamboo pole holding up the shelter, he sees that same H symbol. So he's like grabbing the machete, opens up that bamboo thing, boom, there's his idol.
He gets it, and all of that is on the download. He burns that bamboo like
so smart.
Played this so well, so stealthily.
Used Tommy to find that idol and did not tell Tommy, which is great.
This is so interesting because we've seen everyone basically save Tommy and protect Tommy because of his social game. Like I give Tommy so much credit for that.
Yes.
But this time Dean was like, so I'll take that and I'll twist it in my favor.
Yep.
And he did it perfectly.
I was like, wow, Dean, okay, you are on fire. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of talk also, you know, pre-immunity about like who's targeting who, and everybody kind of has different thoughts. They're just kind of setting up different scenarios.
Right.
But I believe after Dean finds this idol, we go to the immunity challenge, right? And this one, it's immunity and rewards.
Yeah.
So they get like steak and potatoes and vegetarian options for Nora in case she goes.
Yes.
And it was interesting to note that the challenge was set up for 6.
It was.
And we only had 5.
And for a minute, I was like, who's coming? Who's going to play? And David had to remind me, well, there was going to be 6.
It was going to be 6, yeah.
How quickly I forgot about that 6th person.
And this was, they had to like unlatch the keys, undo the keys, and then build the rope.
Bunch of ropes.
It's very physical.
That you needed to take with you, and Nora clearly had forgotten that and had to go back and get her.
Yes.
But Dean and Tommy, we see in the lead.
Yeah.
They're out front.
Yes. All of a sudden, Dean's a physical beast.
Yes. It was so, like, Janet, like, couldn't even control her body.
She was shaking so hard.
That girl needed some food.
Yes.
And then we get down to
the ball rolling thing.
Oh, and this was so tense.
Yeah, and everybody got there eventually.
Eventually,
Janet and Lauren catch up, and they're all playing, you know, the balls at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
And it really sort of came down to Dean and Tommy, right? It kind of felt like it was
I don't
between
know.
them.
I felt
Janet
like
too, I think, got a ball in.
They did a great job with this edit.
They did.
We were like,
it was back and
Janet,
forth.
Nora!
Lauren!
Yeah, we were like yelling everyone because they were just really splicing them together, and I was just like this the whole time. And then
it's Dean. Dean got that second immunity in a row. He has won immunity, he found an idol, and now he's got another immunity.
And we already know he's got that nullifier.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now we start to make plans.
Right.
We know who's immune.
Yes. And Dean now has to pick who he's going to bring to reward with him.
Here's what's really sad, is that we've already heard Janet say, I'm locked, I'm Final 4.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Yes.
She is already there mentally.
Yeah.
She has this idol, she knows she's good, and she says to Tommy, like, let's put the votes on me. Like, let's do this. I'm gonna play that idol. I'll vote my one vote to Lauren will get her out. And that was my first clue
of like, don't.
That she was definitely on Tommy's side over Lauren's, which there had been some debate about that.
Yes.
And I thought there was a potential that Lauren could bring her over, but obviously not.
Obviously not. And I'm just thinking, bad idea. You never want to put votes on yourself no matter what, no matter how safe you feel. And that's like something that Dean was planning too when he was on Island of the Idols. And Rob, not to Dean's face, but to in a confessional was like, you never want to do that on Survivor.
No.
Never court votes to you no matter what.
I mean, I know like deep down it's so exciting to like play that idol so well. But just like, why? Don't do it.
But Janet's in this strategy mode because Dean, even though she was like, Dean, I'm starving, you know I need to eat. Dean was like, I'm bringing Nora on reward. And
whoa, you guys, this?
She was like shocked, first of all, because Nora has not been Dean's cheerleader. And Dean's like, this is about making amends. And, you know, I need to think about like who's going to bring me to Final 3 and things like this. So he's trying to smooth things over with Nora, apparently, is his strategy here.
Okay, what is really the strategy here? Did he think that Nora was the highest probability to win that final immunity?
Could be. I mean, I would look at her and say she's got a really good shot.
Or did he think that, like, why did he want to make amends with Nora is what I was confused about.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw Nora throw his shoes over the thing. Like, she obviously, they're not fans of each other.
Yeah.
But this worked.
Yeah.
She was like, we're on a date.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She fully fell in love with Dean.
For Dean.
Over like steak and potatoes.
Yeah.
And whatever her veggie option was.
Her veggie option, yeah.
Wow. She like drank the Dean Kool-Aid. It was very intense. She was like, he's beautiful, this smile. Oh my God, I never saw it until now. And I'm like, Nora. You have
think straight, but what like, she hasn't this whole time.
But good Lord, you have like 3 days left on the island. Like, there will be men for you, like on the outside of the game.
That's not what it's about.
You're not going to find the love of your life in the final 3 days of Survivor.
Yeah, she really seemed putty in his hands at this moment.
Oh my God.
So back at camp when we're talking about Janet, Dean does allude to Tommy, because Tommy is, you know, doing what he usually does. Like, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we'll do this.
Yeah.
And just directing the way things are going to go. And Dean is like, well, Lauren is my biggest threat. And Janet. Well, but Lauren.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like, whoa.
Yeah, because Tommy has kind of told Dean, like, okay, Janet is gonna use her idol, so you should play the idol nullifier. Like, I'm not trying to be a dictator and tell you what to do, but like, this is probably what you should do.
Yeah.
And then Dean kind of like says, well, but what about Lauren?
Yeah, because it's so easy now. If he doesn't play that nullifier,
then Lauren's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janet's idol works.
So Dean's got options, and Tommy is kind of picking up on this weird vibe from Dean. He's like, you know, I thought we were all good to like get Janet out of here, but now I'm not so sure. But really, I think this was just like an effective editing trick to make us sort of wonder who's going to go home at this final tribal. Right. So we get to this final tribal, and they're talking about living on Island of the Idols, and Dean brings up, you know, Mama Janet and her fire. It's her fire.
Yeah. And she's proud. She's like, that's right. Since day one, I've been making it.
She is all smiles.
I can do it.
Because she's feeling safe. Yeah. Because she's got the idol.
She's about to go boom, you guys.
She has no idea that there's an idol nullifier out there. No idea. Why would she suspect that at Final Five?
It's not a common thing.
Not a thing. So, you know, she's kind of like talking up her fire and how much she loves it ever since day one. It's been me and the fire. And there's also a little bit of talk about who do you want to sit next to at the final three. That's what people are thinking about with this vote.
But it doesn't last too long. We get pretty quickly, we get to this vote. And Janet plays that idol.
She does. She's very happy about it. She's like, I got this. I just secured my spot.
Jeff pulls out, and this is a nullifier. And then he flips it over, and the name is Janet. And her face.
We're not surprised.
Is sunk.
But Janet is surprised.
Janet is surprised, and so is the jury.
Yeah.
Who didn't see any of this coming,
They looked bummed. They did not look pleased. Yeah. Because the votes are red, and there's one vote for Lauren, which we knew was going to happen from Janet. And then the rest are Janet, and Janet's gone. Yeah. And you can kind of tell the jury wanted Janet to be in the finals.
Yeah, it looks like it. They were definite fans of hers.
Everybody loves Janet.
We love Janet.
Yes. So she's gone, which was very sad.
It was sad.
I was disappointed.
And she, you know, made mention that she kind of like got ahead of herself.
Too hopeful.
Yeah. She saw it. She was ready. She was making her speech for the finals and kind of lost track.
But there was nothing she could have done,
no.
Really. I mean, there was no strategy that she could have deployed to prevent, you know, this idol nullifier from being played because she was totally out of the loop on it. So
because Tommy played her.
Yeah.
That's what that came down to.
Back at Island of the Idols, people are starting to practice fire. Dean's practicing fire.
Right. What are we going to do now?
Because now it's Final Four. So we got to get ready just in case. Who knows what's going to happen?
Everybody's going to do it.
But Tommy is playing that social game, which is his strength. And he's telling Nora, I don't know how to make fire. So, like, if you win this immunity, like, I'm counting on you to bring me. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose. You know, like, he's really...
And he says to her, I will bring you.
Yeah,
like,
I swear on my life.
He made a point, like, let's not wait to find out who wins immunity. Like, I gotta cover all my bases.
That's
and he already felt great about Lauren and felt great about Dean, which is true.
Yeah.
So he needs to just seal that deal with Nora.
That's right.
And he apparently did a really good job.
He did. Yeah, right. So Nora is also happy to be a hot commodity in this moment, right?
She's feeling great.
She's like, ring, ring, hello, Tommy. Ring, ring, hello, Dean.
Yes.
Like, everybody's got Nora's number and they all want to talk to her, right?
Yeah.
Which is an unusual feeling for her.
Yeah, it is. And, like, she is so excited that people want to take her to finale. And I'm just like, Nora, it's because...
Why don't you see? Why don't you see? It's because they know that you're not a threat.
Like, you know what? Hey, you feel good, girl.
Yes, right.
You do you.
Yes, I'm glad that she had a moment of, like, being happy with herself.
Exactly.
And then she has another moment to be happy with herself. So this final immunity challenge, we've seen challenges like it, where it's a lot of balancing with the letters. You have to spell out this insanely long thing.
That, like, locks in the device.
And it's all like rusty and old.
It seems archaic.
It's poorly built on purpose.
Right.
So that it's very shaky.
And everyone's dropping at first. Because you really have to just like figure this out.
But I gotta say, like, Dean and Nora kind of got the hang of it. Lauren and Tommy were floundering the whole time.
The whole time. They could not keep letters balanced.
Yeah.
But Dean puts out that first word.
Oh.
Then Nora puts out that first word. And you're like, here we go.
It's on.
And the two of them are just stealth yogi mode and DK chillin' mode.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Focus.
Yeah. But, you know, we see Dean make that little just wobble, and he starts to lose. He doesn't lose everything, but he loses several.
Right.
He loses several letters, and Nora is just steady. So steady.
Yep.
And she just inches that foot over and presses down on that thing.
Boom!
Third immunity win for Nora.
The final one that counts.
The most important one, the most powerful one.
Yes.
She goes back to camp. She's got all the power now, and everybody knows it. She's got the immunity. She's guaranteed in the final 3, and she chooses who's coming with her and who's going to make fire. But she needs a break.
Y'all, let's just let's rinse off in the ocean.
Yeah, I just want to chill.
Like get a scrub.
And then after I chill, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do because I already know. Like, I want to hear what you have to say, but I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go chill. I'm going to tell you. And Lauren's like, can you tell us? Just tell us now?
Nora, they're all like, just tell us.
Just tell us. You already know.
She's like, guys,
no,
just
no,
give me
no.
a minute.
Just let me wash off.
The edit on this was great too because they're like, the 3 of them in a row are just like.
Watching her in the ocean. Like, when are you going to come back?
They are beyond nervous.
Yes.
They are crazy town.
And they're frustrated because, like, this is typical Nora. And
I
they're
know.
like, ugh, this is maddening.
Why did she say I already know? Like, just say.
I know. She doesn't know what she's saying, though.
I know.
She
That's
doesn't.
the thing. Like, it's one thing to just be like, I need to, like, collect my thoughts and go into the ocean.
No.
And then they wouldn't have been as nervous.
That requires collecting your thoughts before you speak, and that's not a language that Nora knows.
That's not her love language. No,
Yeah.
it is not.
Yes. So then she comes back and gives an iconic speech.
Iconic.
It's insane.
This was amazing.
She
I was like yelling.
I
was clapping. I was cheering.
They're all looking at her like,
this was such entertainment.
Come out with it. Say it. And so she's like, Lauren, you've been my number 1 in this whole game, which is why you're number 1 going to fire.
What?
And Lauren's like,
with who? Against who?
Hey.
With who?
With who? Just say it. Just say it. And she's like, you know, Tommy, Dean, and Lauren's like, just tell me. And she's like, Dean, you're on fire, which is why you're going to fire.
They, like, as soon as they got a hint of what was happening, they, like,
Up
stood
and
up
gone.
and, like, gone. They were like, I cannot listen to you anymore.
They're like, I don't have to entertain this anymore. I'm going to go practice. Dean immediately is in practice mode. Lauren needs more of a moment to collect herself.
Yes, she's shook.
It's a lot for her to hear, you're my number 1, and I'm not bringing you with me.
Yeah.
So Lauren's emotional, and Lauren's also like a super fan, loved this game.
Right.
Been trying to get on for 22 years since she was 7 years old. She's wanted to be on Survivor, so this is like devastating for her.
Yes.
But she's trying to like, she's like, I gotta stop crying and start practicing.
Right. So first we see Tommy working with her, and I was like, there you go, Tommy. This is good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Best friends, right?
But then we see Tommy working with Dean.
And he's actually teaching Dean.
And giving Dean more info.
How to make fire. Because we see Tommy say to Lauren, I think this, but like, I'm no expert,
like,
so don't go by me.
Yeah, I don't want to get in your way.
Then he goes to Dean, he's like, build the structure, which is like exactly what you need to do to build an effective fire. So Tommy does know how to make fire, and he's choosing not to tell Lauren because he says, he needs Lauren out.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to sit next to Lauren in the finals.
Right.
Meanwhile,
Which is
Nora.
valid.
It's valid. It's valid. It's just unfortunate for Lauren.
For Lauren, yeah.
And meanwhile, Nora is like, hey, Lauren, like, you know, I know that you don't want to talk to me right now, but like, you just let me know if you needed to say anything.
Now, this moment was interesting because you at first were like, oh, is she gonna change her mind? Like,
I did think.
Started like on a good emotional connection.
Yeah, and I'm like, Lauren, work that angle.
Yeah.
Like, try to get in there.
Get it, make her change her mind.
Because that's what we were saying. Like, how is Nora gonna make this decision of who to bring with her? She can't make a decision to save her life. Right. She's always changing her mind.
She can easily change her mind.
That's been a theme all season.
Yes.
So I was like, Lauren, work it.
Yes.
But it kind of devolves pretty quickly.
It took a turn. Took a turn. All of a sudden, then Nora's like, I'll take all the machetes.
I will hide the machetes and the flint from you if you're gonna be like this.
Oh, Lord.
And it's like, Nora, you gotta back off because you're going to the final 3. You have nothing to worry about at this tribal. Just leave Lauren alone.
Yes, give Lauren a minute.
Yeah, and she's like,
she's in the bad spot.
And Lauren's like, you're gonna take the machete? That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, she's finally calling Nora out, you know?
Yeah.
She's
and
like,
it was.
Played along long enough. Well, then we go to
it's time to
the tribal council.
Let's go to this final tribal.
Again, you know, Jeff gives Nora the floor to explain her decision.
She's like, yes, I did win final immunity. Yes, thank you.
And Lauren's like kind of making faces.
Yeah,
and
Lauren's
Nora's
face is like, I can't.
Your face right now, like, it's a lot. And Lauren's like, I'm letting you talk, like, whatever, girl. Like, I'm going to fire, so, like, I don't know what you're upset about.
Right. And so
but she's like,
yeah, so Lauren's going to fire.
Right. And Lauren's like, you better hope I don't win this fire-making challenge. Like, you have literally lit a fire under me. I'm coming for you.
Lauren definitely got into fighter mode, combat mode. Like, she had a game to play. She had a job to do. And she's not loving on Nora, which I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either.
In this situation.
Yeah, she has nothing to lose at this point.
So,
and then, however, Nora announces that Dean is also going to fire, and she's bringing Tommy with her.
And you can see on the jury's faces, like, did Nora just bring Tommy to the end?
Yeah, right.
And I was like, yes, she did.
She did.
Just bring the person that we have all said is probably winning the show. She's just going to bring him along.
Just come on. You don't have to work for it. Just come with me.
Don't worry about it.
Come with me. This was actually a great fire-making challenge.
It was.
Since the fire-making challenge has started, it's always been very one-sided.
Yeah.
One person is making this, like, crazy crackling fire, and the other one is, like, shaving magnesium the whole time and, like, trying to get a flame going.
I can't get that spark.
And this one, they both built a fire, but the difference was that training that Dean got. He built that structure immediately.
Yes.
And then folded the fire into that existing structure.
Yes.
Whereas Lauren just got a fire going and was trying to build a structure on top of it, but you can't build something stable on a raging fire.
And it seemed to me that she was just like kind of waiting. She was like casually put a stick down and then like see how the fire did.
Yeah.
And you gotta be aggressive. Like, not only did Dean start with a structure, which I think is the better way to go, but then he was like just continuing. Keep going, keep going,
build.
Like, no pause to wait and see. He just like kept it going, and I just felt like she was like, look, wait, look. I was like, keep going. I was like yelling at her.
But I think part of it too is that Dean's, because of his structure, his fire was very like in one direction. Hers was a little more chaotic, and so you could see her like recoiling from the heat, like she was burning herself at some point.
Obviously, you're gonna burn your fingers.
But they both had fires going.
Yes.
All the way through. Nobody's fire like went out really, so it was like still kind of drama.
Yes.
But Dean's just was more
Dean
stable.
got it.
You know?
Yeah, it was great. Close fire.
Yeah.
But Dean's like, went up, boom, and there we go. We lost Lauren.
He wins. It was really sad to see Lauren go.
So sad to see Lauren go.
So close to the end. She would have won if she'd been in the finale.
And Nora was cheering for Dean the whole time. Like, Nora specifically wanted Lauren out because she knew she couldn't win next to Lauren.
And Nora knew that everyone on the jury liked Lauren.
Right, exactly.
So.
And yeah, I mean, I think Lauren said it in her little exit tidbit where she was like, I mean, I guess it feels good to go out as like a threat.
The biggest threat.
I would have won.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And Dean is kind of like, so just so everybody knows, Tommy played Nora because Nora claims that I'm the most likely to beat Lauren at fire, but this is the first time I've made fire the entire, today was the first time I ever made fire this whole game. So like, congrats,
So if
Tommy.
the whole thing was like, I'm going to put the best person against Lauren, not sure. A little bit back at camp.
Yes. A little bit.
It's basically what we're thinking.
Yeah.
The dudes know. It's between the two of them.
It's basically a final two between Dean and Tommy.
Yeah.
And Tommy is again playing that social game, and he's like, you know what, Nora, let me help you with your speech.
You need some help? Sure.
Sure. So I'm just going to help you figure out how to talk Dean down.
She's like, and I'll say it, like, I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
I'll just say, Dean this, and Dean, I was like, oh my God, she will say all of that. And Tommy's like, yes, do it.
Tommy's like, I know you're just going to talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
So let me figure out what you need to say that's going to help me.
Right?
I was like, Tommy,
working that magic
way
to
to go.
the last
to the very last second. We go to tribal. And Jack starts off and he's like, we are all undecided.
Yeah.
Which is like nerve-wracking for us. I'm sure more nerve-wracking for you.
Yes. Overall, I loved this final tribal.
I did too.
I think the jury was fantastic.
Oh my
Their
gosh.
questions were spot on. There was no one who was like angry or like holding a grudge about anything. It was very balanced. When one person thought this, someone else was like, but it could be this.
Yeah.
And in a diplomatic way.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing the jury was pretty unanimous on was rolling their eyes at Nora. Which, again, it's like, it's tough to watch anybody in that situation. No matter how you feel about someone, I think it's kind of like unfortunate to see them totally discounted.
It is. I mean, she started, and then when she went into her ramble, they literally cut her off.
They were like, stop,
no, done.
Stop, Nora, we're trying to help you, stop.
Yeah, and from then on, she didn't really get any questions.
No.
They didn't really go back to her, and you kind of saw, she got a little teary. You could tell she was sensing, this is not about me.
Right, yeah. It sort of very quickly became clear that it was between Tommy and Dean. And the differences in their game were Tommy's social game, out of control, unmatched, probably one of the best social games ever on Survivor.
So good.
And Dean came through in the end, you know, fourth quarter, all these athlete analogies, and made big moves. And he had that great moment where he, you know, built up these 2 immunity wins, that idol nullifier. Plus, I've got this idol in my pocket that I never had to use. Here, Tommy, you can have that. What kind of tripped him up was that legacy advantage.
Well,
but it was still, they were still kind of impressed by him making the fake legacy advantage.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, way to go.
Just in case it was real, he played a smart little thing about it.
But it didn't have quite the impact because he's like, Jamal, this is real, right? And Jamal's like, it's not real. No.
But it was interesting because he and Tommy kind of went back and forth.
Yeah.
So Dean had no qualms with being like, I did this and Tommy didn't do it. Like, he was very much comparing their games.
Right.
And so then Tommy did get on the defensive a couple times. You could like literally see him turning red.
Yes.
And he was like, but I didn't have to do that. Like, I didn't have to have the jewelry. I didn't have to do that because I was in the middle. You told me about the nullifier. She told me about the idols. Like, I mean, he did a great job of explaining how his social game was fantastic strategy.
Yes, right, because even though Dean could come in and say like, I made this great move with the idol nullifier, Tommy's right there saying, yeah, but I knew about the idol and I knew about the idol nullifier.
I was the link.
So, you know, I'm the link.
And I've been doing this since day one. Yeah. I've been in these decisions. I've been a part of all of this.
Right.
Where Dean surged in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And it definitely resonated with some of the athletes. Like, Aaron and Elizabeth were you could see them nodding along and being like, yeah, we value those comp wins. We're definitely on that side. And I love that Kelly kept bringing back to like, and it's just a difference of strategy. Do we value this or do we value this?
Right.
Because they both just played different games.
They did, yeah. I mean, it was very much like Tommy had the outwit in terms of the social game. Dean had the outplay in terms of the challenge wins and the idols and all that stuff. So then it sort of comes down to like, outlast, you know, who's gonna be the sole survivor, because it did feel pretty even. You know, Tommy's final case for himself was, who do you want to rep season 39?
Yes.
Think about that.
Yep.
Nora's case was, I'm Nora. You know, I'm just doing Nora all the time and I'm staying true to myself and
you know what, Nora, we give you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did that.
You win that part.
And then Dean, I thought, had a great point of like, I played with my back against the wall for so much of this game and I still came through and I made those jaw-dropping moments in the end, you know, help me write the history books for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this could be pretty even between Dean and Tommy.
I thought the votes were going to be super close. I thought someone was going to win by 1. I was pretty sure Nora got 0.
Yeah, so as soon as there was not a tie, there are 10 jurors, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as it was like, see you at the finale, I was like, okay, there's no tie here. So I was thinking like, maybe we were both saying like 6-4, 6-4 probably is how this broke down.
Yeah, it felt very close to me. And I felt like Lyro kind of was giving nods to Dean.
Yeah.
It felt like they had a bond.
They were like kind of proud of him being the final Lyro standing.
So I thought he might get some votes from there.
Yeah.
All right, we show up in LA. We got the urn. We're ready to go. Everybody's gained their weight back and looking gorgeous. Stunning.
Yes. And Jeff reads the votes and it starts out with Tommy, Dean, Tommy, Dean, and we're both like, it's going to be tied until
all the
like
way
the
to
last thing.
One.
But no.
That was it. Dean only got
2 votes.
Aaron and Elizabeth, the 2 athletes, that makes sense to me.
Yep.
But I was surprised that those were the only 2.
I was too. I mean, I don't know who else I would have pegged to vote for Dean. Like probably more Lyros, frankly. Like maybe a Karishma.
Yeah.
Even though Dean was against Karishma most of the game. But I don't know, maybe more Lyro votes is what Dean could have hoped for. But he didn't get him.
No,
Tommy's social game was...
won, and I think that is well-deserved.
Yeah, and I mean, amazing for him to do this because Jamal pointed out in the jury, in that final jury, that Tommy's in the GOAT role. Nora brought him to the finals. He was not a GOAT.
No.
But in terms of you got dragged into the final, you didn't work for it, you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. And Jamal's like, that's never been done on Survivor.
I know, but
Tommy
we've never had a Nora either. And Nora pointed that out a couple times.
It's true.
That girl kept us all on our toes, and she swooped in there to win some challenges. Yeah. But she was not going to get the votes, which, you know, that's unfortunate. But like I said, Tommy!
Good for Tommy. I mean, congrats.
Congrats,
exactly. I think he's a great representative of this season.
He did a fantastic job.
He was playing the whole time. Which I really like.
Yes.
Last season we had Chris, right? Who I was happy with him as a winner, but a lot of people complained that he wasn't in the game.
He only played at the end.
And he played the final 5 days of the game. Kind of what Dean did this season.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know if I want back-to-back winners playing that strategy.
Right.
I was happy to have someone who was in
it from
playing that he was right. He played the middle. So much of this game was playing the original Lyros, Aaron and Missy, while he's also playing Lauren and Janet and Kelly. Like, he had such an incredible social game.
I'm staying with my original tribe. He was willing to move around.
Change course.
Yes. I just think his game was great. Yeah. And I think it was similar to Lauren's. Mm-hmm. But at the very end there, he was able to grab Nora and Dean. Yes. And Lauren wasn't. Yeah. And that's really what happened. That's what happened. I think that if Tommy had been sitting next to Lauren, I think Lauren would have won. Yeah. Because I think she could have claimed their game overall, a little more effectively, but Tommy was there as the representative of their game, and I do think he's a deserving winner. So absolutely. I'm happy for him. Very excited. This was a very fun season. Yeah. Controversy aside. Yeah. And let's get to that because I think that there's a few things in this sort of reunion part, but I think that Kelly summed it up really well of like, I don't want this season to be remembered by that crap. And I don't want my experience to be defined by that. No. But I do want to remember this as a season that led to change. Exactly. Yeah. And she was a part of that. Yeah. And I'm going to remember her and not the other person involved. That's right. Because she's the one that helped us move forward. Yeah. So there's, you know, new rules for Survivor, new procedures, new protocols for Survivor across different reality shows, right? Across CBS. So it'll be interesting to see how they are affecting Big Brother. Yeah. Amazing Race. Yeah. But I loved seeing Jeff say to her, you were right. Yes. We apologize. Your voice should have been enough. Yep. Like, it's just that good. Felt, you know, really good. I think for a lot of people, it'll be like, oh, too little, too late. But I think. No, we still need to hear it. I need to hear that. It's never too late. It's never too late for like a big corporation, massive institution like Survivor to own up and take responsibility for handling a situation poorly. Absolutely. And as fans of the show, we want to see you guys step up to the plate and make any changes that you can and just always strive to do better. That's right. Yeah. The Sia moment. Oh my God. Sarah was in tears. In tears. In tears. 3 people get a Sia prize. This is, I think, the most money she's ever given out. I'm pretty sure it's only ever been one $100,000 prize. Right. Jamal gets $15,000 for being amazing. For just being amazing. Elaine gets $100,000. This is when I lost it. For being Elaine. Elaine is getting choked up and crying. So wonderful. Because she was like, she even made like a jokey comment, like, I still need that money. Like, I wish I'd won. And now she gets $100,000. Like, incredible. And then $100,000 for Janet. It's like I will too much to take. Sia till my death. I know. It's so wonderful. Thank you, Sia. I just am so happy for Elaine, Janet, and Jamal. That's fantastic. Yes. I'm so happy to see them rewarded. Yes, incredible. Even though the reunion was pre-taped and some people were kind of grumbly about that, I thought we got a lot of good moments in that reunion. I'm happy with how it went down and most happy about that 40 preview. That teaser. You guys, winners at war. We look forward to it, but you know, I don't want to be let down, and I was not let down. No, I mean, all stars, guys. Like, this cast mostly was spoiled. I wasn't like tracking everybody, but I was like, okay, I've heard about this person and this person, So like, we kind of knew. But I hold out on my excitement until things are confirmed. That's right. I don't buy into the spoilers here and there, but when I see it, baby. 20 former winners playing for $2 million. $2 million! Yes.
Yes.
Up those stakes.
This
Absolutely.
is what I'm here for. Like,
and Edge of Extinction is back.
and it's back, and then they have to. There's coins.
Some token thing.
There's like a menu where they pay for
here
things.
For it,
Yes.
all of it.
It's like
Bring
a video
it.
game.
Bring it to Mama.
So
I'm here.
I can't wait for February.
I can't wait. I'm so stoked about this.
Yes. Well,
Hey,
we did it. We made it through this season, and I think it was a pretty satisfying finale.
It was. Overall, this was a very good season. We started strong with some females that got us all very excited, but you know what? When you start strong, you get out. So even though none of them won, that's okay. They were still strong.
Still strong and memorable.
This winner is he's a great representative of this season.
I agree. I totally agree. So congrats to Tommy.
Yes, congrats.
To all of you for making it through, what has been a little bit of a challenging season.
Thank you so much for sticking with
yes,
us.
Thank you.
Along this bumpy ride.
And thank you to those of you who say, like, you guys are better than the show itself. Like, we love hearing that. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
If we're the reason you're sticking with Survivor, that's
right.
great.
If we can get you through the hard parts,
yes,
our pleasure.
Yes.
We want to hear all of your thoughts.
Oh my God, please.
Were you happy with this ending, with this finale?
Yep.
Please let us know.
And let us know what you're excited about for season 40.
You guys, we'll have a couple fun holiday videos for you in the next couple weeks.
Yep.
We'll be back after the new year.
With hopefully some surprises.
Yes, with some fun content, okay?
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yes, we'll see you soon.
All right, bye.